It's a beautiful day today. Barry and I don't know where Barry, where'd you go? Barry! That's Barry. But I had a special request for a soap made from my pine resin. And this tree it's always been a great supplier of that. Pine resin is a way a tree heals itself after it's been wounded by either insects or birds, all sorts of different things. And with that pine resin, we're going to make a soap for a very special customer. Matter of fact, if we look here in the pine tree, you can get an idea. If we can just zoom in here. See that pine cone? Let me see if I can pick it. Oh, I dropped it. There it is. That's what we're going to be making today. Soap pine cones. Unfortunately, you can't grow these. They have to be made. And this one, like I said, was a very special request for someone with a very special need. We'll talk more about that when we get inside. So let's go make some soap. Come along. Hi everyone and welcome. It's so good having you here. I had a special request. I've made my pine resin. Now this is different than pine tar. This is pine resin. Pine resin is what leaks out of the tree, injured pine trees. I've done a video on this before. I can show you how the trees that it comes from and how you gather it. That's really the most simple part of it. But then you have to dissolve it to use it in products. I make my resin salve, which is like a drawing salve for drawing out splinters and various different things. This is a request, a customer request, someone that has a specific skin condition and they want a bar of soap, a resin bar of soap. I've done pine tar soaps before and I've added a little bit of resin in one soap before, but it was a small amount. This is a higher percentage that this person wants, so I'm going to make it for him. And I'm going to do this just in a jelly jar because whatever you use is going to be pretty much ruined or very hard to clean. So use something, recycle. And this is a jelly jar. I reuse these things over and over again. This one's been used probably 10 or 20 times for various things. This may be the last time it's used. Let me get, this is very hot. Sorry, I should have been better prepared. Okay. So I'm going to drop the resin in here. I could put this in the food processor and chop it up, but it's really not necessary for this. So this is heated bison tallow that I'm adding to this. I didn't need these. I was going to use them and it wasn't really necessary. That's really it. And then I just break it up a bit until it will eventually just start dissolving down, which it's already doing. It's getting soft, breaking up. These were some great big chunks. Oh, let me turn the camera a little bit there. I got a little off center, didn't I? Okay, good. So we're now going to filter our pine resin oil. And let me give that a good stir first. I feel that most of the bigger clumps have dissolved. There's some stuck to the bottom, which will happen. Now we want to filter out. any of those larger pieces, because we're going to be able to reuse those again in another infusion. Fantastic. Okay, so that looks like got about 5 ounces. 5.3 ounces. Terrific. By mixing that into the rest of my base oils and butters, that'll give me about a 3 to 5% solution, which is about all we need for the purposes. Now, let me explain why I'm making this, or what this special request is for. I would never discuss someone else's medical condition, but since you don't know who this is, we're just talking about patient A, okay, who has a severe condition with something along the line of hives, but not hives. It is a autoimmune condition, and these outbreaks can become infected, apparently quite easily. Something I'm not knowledgeable about. So I'm going to set my oils aside here. And here I've got the goat milk, and we're going to go ahead and get that mixed up. Let me get my gloves on. I've always had very sensitive skin myself, and sensitive to some things more than others. But I have a lot of sympathy for those people that do have such conditions, because I understand how awful it is. All right, and oh yeah, so I'm sorry. And it is his belief, based on his previous experiences, that pine resin soap, which he apparently used to get through someone else and can't get it anymore for whatever reason, I don't know. The person that made it for him apparently made a concentration like I'm making here today. He gave me the measurements that he had, and that's what I'm following. And he uses this as an antibacterial soap. Now, there are a lot of things that can act as an antibacterial, both on the market, over-the-counter products, and prescription products as well. Why does this person prefer this? Much along the lines of me and many of you, he prefers wherever possible to use nature to heal, and has found great success that way. Now, this is anecdotal. This is his opinion. This is his experience. Yours may be very different. Mine may be very different. I have used pine resin in soaps before, but not because of that. A lot of individuals like the smell. I'm a big fan. I will be adding some fir and pine needle essential oil to this to carry that on through at his request. And of course, goat milk, which is very soothing on the skin, and just something I feel really good about, because the lactic acid that is in goat milk actually helps us to shed dead skin. And what is better if you have an infection or something than to clean away the dead skin and allow new skin to grow there? Now, this isn't, again, I don't make medical claims about soap, because after all, the only claim we can make about soap is that it cleans. This is based on a personal request this person has, and I'm happy to fulfill that need wherever I can. I just can't make claims and say that this soap does anything for any skin condition. That's against the law. But I can make it, and people can do their own studies or certainly their own research on this. There are articles through the NIH, and I'm going to put some of those links in the description to hopefully help you to do your own research and have your own understanding. This is an old peanut container. What I like, don't worry, it has nothing peanut related in it, but I use it to keep my lye in. It's really great for that, and it's a great way to recycle. But it keeps the lye from absorbing moisture from the air while I make my soap. Okay, I'm gabbing. But yeah, so this is a lot of fun for me. I love to make things that people have come up with on their own, or custom recipes. I've done so many orders recently. You wouldn't see this because, well, I haven't had time to make films of everything, but like in my Etsy store, I've had several wholesale and custom orders recently that in between my job, in the wee hours, I make these things. I had one order that just ordered 25 containers of my Happy Hands and 25 of my bee propolis salves, and they're putting those in their actual brick and mortar store. I couldn't be more proud of that. And then someone else ordered a custom size, a big old order of propolis salve. It's just been so many things going in. Special soap orders. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm working on number 5, a custom order. This is it. Duh. Sorry, I'm a little tired, I guess. This is number 5. And this is the pine resin soap. So my milk is almost melted here, and then we're going to get it mixed in with our oils, our essential oils, and for color, because it's a pine cone, it needs to have some of those wonderful brown tones. So we're going to use some cocoa powder and a little bit of activated charcoal just to give it a little bit of interest. If it were winter and there were snow, I would certainly be using something on it to call them sugar cones, and that's going to be coming up near the holidays. I'll be doing those sugared pine cones. It's just something I've been wanting to do. All right, this is ready. Fantastic. So I'm going to get these mixed together. I need to measure out my essential oils. I meant to do that already and forgot to, so I'm going to do that real quick before we get these mixed together, because this is going to come together really quickly, I have a feeling, because of the resin. I know when I've used resins in the past, or bee propolis, which is resin, that it does really accelerate trace as well. So I'm going to measure out my essential oils real quick. All right. So in goes our goat milk. $4,000 subscribers and already beyond that. How exciting is that? And I haven't had a good giveaway for a while. So I'm going to have a giveaway for one of the subscribers is going to get a grand prize, and I'm going to put this information on the screen because I need to get this done and I can't talk and do this at the same time. But I'm very excited about it because there are going to be several different prizes for different groups of people, for allowing for different people to win something. And I want you to keep in mind that the only requirement is that you be a subscriber to the channel. That's the least I can ask of you. And it helps if you comment on the video, if you like the video. I really appreciate that. It really helps the channel. Hi everyone, welcome back for the Unmolding, which was not as fun as you might think. These got so hard, I could not get them out, so I had to stick them in the freezer. But they came out just fantastic. I'm very pleased with them. Is the color wrong for a pine cone? Well, kind of. Now, if you are familiar with a lot of pine trees, many actually go through a phase before they turn dark brown, where they're so full of that wonderful pine pollen that they take on a yellow. Listen, this is me trying to explain away my light-colored pine cones, so go with it. Anyway, because I froze these, they're a little more challenging, but they do slip out quite nicely. So there you have it. Pine resin pine cones. What do you think? Yes, they're light colored, but again, no coloring because I didn't want to take a chance of there being any allergens, since he wants these to use as an antibacterial, right? I had a lot of fun making these. They smell wonderful. It's like Christmas in June. And with all the things going on in the world right now, couldn't we all use a little Christmas? I think so. So these will be in the store by early August. So if you're interested and have a need for such a thing, you know where they are. Have a great day, everyone. It's always a pleasure being with you. I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.